Welcome back to our channel Rare Coins Hub. In today's video we are going to explore something really interesting and exciting. Stay with us and don't forget to like and subscribe. Let's get started. The 1976 USA 1 dime coin, often overlooked amidst the more widely collected coins of its era, carries with it a rich historical legacy and an intriguing connection to one of the most iconic years in American history. But behind its unassuming appearance lies a captivating story that will surprise even the most seasoned coin collectors. This seemingly small coin is not just a dime, it's a piece of America's evolving numismatic history, one that marks a significant moment in the nation's bicentennial celebrations. Today, we'll uncover the history, design, and value of this coin, exploring why it has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike, and why, despite its humble denomination, it has the potential to fetch an impressive $136,000. Let's start by stepping back in time to 1976. The United States was celebrating its bicentennial, marking 200 years since the Declaration of Independence was signed in 1776. This monumental anniversary was cause for widespread celebration across the nation, and the government took steps to commemorate it in numerous ways. The bicentennial celebrations spanned everything from special events, parades, and fireworks to a complete redesign of the nation's coinage. The 1976 1 dime, part of this bicentennial coin series, holds a particular distinction because it was part of a broader initiative to reflect on America's history and future. The U.S. Mint sought to bring a fresh, patriotic design to the country's coins, one that would honor the nation's past while also looking ahead to the future. The year 1976 also marked a special period in American politics and culture. The country was in the midst of a post-Vietnam era, grappling with both the triumphs and tribulations of the previous decade. The U.S. was entering a period of reflection, and the bicentennial year brought with it an opportunity to honor the sacrifices and achievements of the nation's forebears. For the United States Mint, this meant introducing commemorative designs to mark the occasion, and the 1976 1 dime was no exception. Though the coin's design would retain much of the original imagery from earlier dimes, it was subtly altered to include a distinctive bicentennial motif, a small but significant detail that made this dime stand out. Now, let's delve into the design of the 1976 1 dime, as this coin is truly a masterpiece of American numismatic artistry. The obverse of the coin, as with previous issues of the dime, features the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. The image of Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinek, had been in circulation since 1946, shortly after Roosevelt's death. The portrait remains one of the most enduring images in U.S. coinage history, capturing Roosevelt's calm yet determined demeanor. Beneath his image is the inscription "Liberty," while the words "In God We Trust" are to the left of Roosevelt's profile. The date, 1976, appears just below his image, and the mint mark, which indicates where the coin was produced, is displayed to the right. On the reverse side, the design of the 1976 dime appears more subtle but equally significant. Traditionally, the reverse side of the dime has featured a torch, olive branch, and oak branch, symbolizing the nation's strength, peace, and unity. These symbols were part of the design created by Sinek in the 1940s, and they had remained unchanged for decades. However, for the bicentennial year, the U.S. Mint made an important modification. In addition to the usual torch and branches, a small yet meaningful element was added, a star-shaped mark above the branches. This addition was a reference to the 13 original colonies, each represented by a star, which was included to commemorate the bicentennial. This small change in the reverse design makes the 1976 dime distinct from earlier versions and sets it apart as a commemorative issue, even though it was not technically a full-fledged bicentennial coin like the quarters or half dollars of the same year. The coin was minted in copper-nickel, the standard material used for U.S. dimes since 1965. With a diameter of 17.91 mm and a weight of 2.27 grams, the 1976 dime is consistent with other dimes produced in the 20th century. Despite its relatively small size, the dime holds a rich history, one that reflects the political and social shifts of the 1970s, as well as the enduring legacy of the United States founding. The 1976 dime is perhaps most notable for its place in the larger context of the bicentennial coinage series. While the dime was not the most prominent coin in the series, those honors typically went to the redesigned quarter and half dollar. It played an important supporting role. The coins minted in 1976 as part of the bicentennial celebration were not only commemorative in nature, but they also became part of the broader cultural fabric of the country. These coins were sold in special sets and became cherished mementos of the 200th anniversary of American independence. As a result, the 1976 dime became a highly collectible item, particularly for those who were keen on gathering every possible variation of the bicentennial coins. Many collectors sought to acquire both proof and uncirculated versions of the dime, and they often looked for coins in exceptional condition, as wear and tear could reduce their value. The U.S. Mint produced millions of 1976 dimes, and while most of these coins were spent into circulation, some were carefully preserved by collectors or included in proof sets, where they were handled with great care and remained in excellent condition. Over the years, the 1976 one-dime coin has become a prized piece for numismatists, both for its historical significance and for its unique place within the bicentennial coinage series. The coin's modest denomination belies its value as a collectible, and it continues to be sought after by collectors who appreciate its historical connection to America's bicentennial celebrations. But what truly sets the 1976 dime apart from other coins of the era is its relatively low availability in pristine condition. As with many coins produced during this time, a significant portion of the 1976 dimes were released into general circulation, where they were quickly used in everyday transactions and became worn over time. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. Coins that have been well preserved, free from scratches, dents, or other signs of wear, can command higher prices than those that have been circulated extensively. And it's not just any 1976 dime that can fetch top dollar, it's the exceptional examples, particularly those that have been graded by professional numismatists as mint state or proof quality, that can fetch serious money at auction. For collectors, a pristine 1976 dime represents a rare and valuable piece of history, one that was carefully handled and preserved for future generations. But the 1976 dime's value can increase exponentially when it is part of a limited minting error or an unusual variant. For example, errors in the minting process, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or other anomalies, can turn an ordinary coin into a highly sought-after collectible. While such errors are rare, they are not impossible to find, and they can increase the value of a coin by a substantial margin. And now, let's get to the most exciting part, the current value of the 1976 USA 1 dime. While most of these coins are worth only a few dollars above their face value, certain versions of the 1976 dime can be worth far more. High-quality proof versions of the coin, especially those in perfect or near-perfect condition, can fetch prices in the range of $100 to $200 or more. However, coins with notable minting errors or those that have been graded as MS-67 or higher by professional grading companies can sell for far more. The most impressive examples of the 1976 dime have sold for as much as $136,000, an eye-popping figure that reflects the rarity and demand for exceptional examples of this coin. So, what makes a 1976 dime worth so much? It's a combination of factors: the rarity of finding a coin in mint state, its historical significance as part of the bicentennial coinage series, and the presence of any rare minting errors. Whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a beginner just getting into the world of numismatics, the 1976 dime represents an incredible opportunity to own a piece of history and potentially make a significant investment. In conclusion, the 1976 USA 1 dime is much more than just a coin from the past. It's a symbol of a pivotal moment in American history, a testament to the nation's enduring spirit, and a collector's treasure that continues to appreciate in value. Whether you have one tucked away in a coin jar, inherited from a relative, or are looking to start your own collection, keep an eye on the 1976 dime. It just might be worth more than you ever imagined, with some examples fetching a staggering $136,000 at auction. In the vast world of numismatics, some coins capture the imagination of collectors for their historical significance, their design, or even their unique role in American society. Among them, the 1984 USA 1 dime holds a special place. While many might overlook this coin as just another piece of currency, there's much more to the 1984 dime than meets the eye. It represents not only a snapshot of a specific year in American history but also offers insight into the evolution of U.S. coinage. Today, we'll explore the rich history behind this coin, examine its design, uncover the minting process, and highlight the reasons why the 1984 dime continues to capture the attention of coin collectors. And, as with many numismatic treasures, we'll reveal the big surprise at the end. The current value of certain 1984 dimes has reached a staggering $122,000. To understand the significance of the 1984 1 dime, we need to first step back and consider the context in which this coin was minted. The early 1980s were a time of economic and social change in the United States. Ronald Reagan had just been elected president, ushering in a new era of conservative politics, economic reforms, and a focus on strengthening the nation's global position. In 1984, Reagan was re-elected in a landslide victory, signaling a period of continued stability and growth. Domestically, the U.S. economy was recovering from the 1970s stagflation, and the country was experiencing an economic boom, with inflation rates dropping and unemployment falling. The early 1980s were also a time of significant cultural shifts. The advent of personal computers, the rise of new media, and the explosion of pop culture icons like Michael Jackson and Madonna helped define the decade. But in the world of coinage, the 1984 1 dime represents the continuation of an enduring tradition of U.S. coins that had been in circulation for decades. Since 1946, the dime had featured the portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. The decision to feature Roosevelt on the dime was made soon after his death, in recognition of his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. Roosevelt's likeness, designed by John R. Sinek, had become one of the most iconic images in U.S. coinage, symbolizing strength, resilience, and the enduring spirit of the American people. The 1984 1 dime, like its predecessors, carried Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse. But while the design itself was not groundbreaking in 1984, the coin's subtle details tell a much larger story about American coinage and the state of the U.S. mint during that time. The obverse features Roosevelt's profile, with the inscription "Liberty" above his head, the phrase "In God We Trust" to the left, and the year of minting, 1984, below. Roosevelt's face is set against a simple, yet dignified background, and the whole design conveys a sense of quiet authority. On the reverse side of the 1984 dime, the design remains consistent with the traditional motif used since the 1940s. The reverse features a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbols that represent freedom, peace, and strength. The torch itself is a universal symbol of liberty, while the olive and oak branches signify peace and strength, respectively. The words "United States of America" are inscribed at the top of the reverse, while "E pluribus unum," meaning "out of many, one," appears just above the branches. Beneath the branches, the coin is marked with the denomination 1 dime. This reverse design has remained largely unchanged for decades and is an enduring representation of American values. Despite the consistent design, the 1984 1 dime holds particular significance for collectors. Although the coin is often considered a standard issue, there are a few factors that make it particularly noteworthy. For one, the minting process of the 1984 dime was part of a larger trend in the U.S. Mint's operations during the early 1980s. As the Mint worked to produce billions of coins annually to keep up with the demand for currency, the quality of production became a focal point. Advances in technology and machinery led to cleaner, sharper coins being struck, and the 1984 dime stands as an example of this improved minting process. The 1984 dime was minted in large quantities at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, and millions of these coins entered circulation. Like most other dimes of the era, they were composed of a copper-nickel clad, with a weight of 2.27 grams and a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. These specifications made the coin easily recognizable and perfectly suited for everyday use. And, as was typical with U.S. currency, the 1984 dimes found their way into pockets, wallets, and change jars across the nation. Over time, many were spent and worn down, while others were preserved by collectors who saw potential value in the future. However, as with many coins from the late 20th century, the 1984 dime holds greater significance among collectors for its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, with little or no signs of wear, are highly prized by numismatists. The 1984 dime, in particular, was produced in such quantities that finding a coin in uncirculated or mint condition is rare. The demand for such coins, especially among collectors looking to complete their sets of Roosevelt dimes, has contributed to the increased value of certain 1984 dimes over time. There are, however, certain 1984 dimes that have drawn particular attention from collectors. As with many coins, rare minting errors can make a significant difference in the value of a dime. For example, some 1984 dimes were struck with slight variations, such as misaligned dies or double strikes. These minting errors are rare and make certain coins highly sought after. In particular, a 1984 dime with a double die or other noticeable error can fetch a price far beyond its face value. In addition to minting errors, another factor that contributes to the value of the 1984 dime is its place within the broader context of U.S. coinage. The 1984 dime represents the continued success and resilience of the Roosevelt Dime series, which had already been in production for nearly 40 years by the time this coin was minted. The Roosevelt Dime, with its enduring design and representation of one of the most respected U.S. presidents, remains one of the most beloved coins in American history. For collectors, owning a 1984 dime is like owning a piece of that history, a link to both the past and the future of American currency. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the current value of the 1984 USA 1 dime. For most of the millions of 1984 dimes minted, their value is relatively modest. If you happen to find a 1984 dime in your pocket change, it will likely be worth its face value of just 10 cents. However, certain high-quality examples of the 1984 dime, especially those in pristine condition, can command higher prices. Proof versions of the 1984 dime, which were produced for collectors and often feature a mirror-like finish, can fetch anywhere from $10 to $20, depending on their condition and the demand from buyers, but where the real excitement lies is in the rare examples of the 1984 dime. Coins that have been graded as mint state or higher, especially those that are free from scratches, dents, or discoloration, are highly sought after. Some examples of the 1984 dime, particularly those with rare minting errors like a double die or off-center strike, have been known to sell at auctions for tens of thousands of dollars. The most impressive examples of the 1984 dime, such as those with perfect grading or exceptional rarity, have been known to fetch up to $122,000. This value may seem staggering, especially for a coin that, on the surface, appears to be relatively ordinary. But it's a testament to the intricate world of coin collecting, where even the smallest details can make a big difference in a coin's value. A perfectly preserved 1984 dime, or one with a rare minting flaw, has the potential to become a numismatic treasure. In conclusion, the 1984 USA 1 dime is far more than just a simple piece of currency. It carries with it a story of American history, a reflection of the U.S. Mint's operations in the 1980s, and a piece of the Roosevelt legacy. For coin collectors, this dime represents both an important piece of a broader collection and a valuable investment. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, the 1984 dime offers a unique opportunity to connect with American history, and who knows, you might just have one worth $122,000 sitting in your collection. So, the next time you see a 1984 dime, take a moment to appreciate its place in history. Because it might be worth far more than just its face value. The 1994 USA 1 dime might seem like just another coin at first glance, yet it holds an intriguing and fascinating place in the world of numismatics. Many collectors, enthusiasts, and investors have found themselves captivated by this seemingly modest coin, and for good reason. The 1994 dime is more than just a 10-cent piece, it's a reflection of the times, an enduring symbol of America's economic evolution, and a prized possession for those who know its true value. Whether you've come across a 1994 dime in your pocket change or you're a seasoned collector on the hunt for rare finds, this coin's story is one worth exploring. The year 1994 was a significant year in American history. The U.S. was in the midst of a decade defined by technological innovation, economic prosperity, and political change. Bill Clinton had been elected as president the previous year, ushering in a new era of economic growth after the recession of the early 1990s. The stock market was on the rise, and the country was seeing rapid advancements in technology, particularly with the rise of the internet and personal computers. It was also a time of cultural change, as the world embraced the early stages of globalization. In terms of coinage, however, 1994 was largely a year of continuity. The Roosevelt Dime had been in circulation for nearly 50 years by this point, a coin that had come to symbolize the values of American resilience and leadership. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States, had passed away in 1945, and soon after, it was decided that his image would grace the U.S. dime. Roosevelt's face on the dime was not just a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II but also a symbol of the nation's perseverance through times of great adversity. For nearly half a century, Roosevelt's image on the dime became a constant reminder of America's commitment to overcoming challenges. And so, the 1994 1 dime, like its predecessors, bore the likeness of this iconic American leader, providing collectors with a piece of history in their hands every time they received one in change. The design of the 1994 dime was simple yet powerful. On the obverse side of the coin, we see the familiar portrait of Roosevelt, etched in a manner that reflects his dignified yet determined expression. The coin's design was created by John R. Sinek, and Roosevelt's likeness has remained virtually unchanged since it was first introduced in 1946. Above Roosevelt's head is the word liberty, a symbol of the freedom and democracy that the nation had fought for during Roosevelt's time in office. To the left of his image, we see the inscription, "In God We Trust," reflecting the nation's commitment to faith and unity. Below his profile is the mint year, 1994, marking the year in which this particular dime was struck. This simple, clean design has become one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage history. Turning the coin over, we find the reverse side of the 1994 dime. Here, we see a torch flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch. The torch represents freedom, the olive branch symbolizes peace, and the oak branch signifies strength, values that are central to the American spirit. The inscription, United States of America, arcs across the top of the coin, while the words, E pluribus unum, meaning, out of many, one, are etched just above the branches. Beneath the branches, the denomination, 1 dime, is prominently displayed, solidifying the coin's value as 10 cents. This reverse design has been a hallmark of the Roosevelt Dime series for decades and continues to serve as a symbol of America's enduring values and unity. Despite the consistency of the 1994 dime's design, the year 1994 marked an interesting point in the history of U.S. coinage. The U.S. Mint had undergone several changes and advancements in its minting techniques over the years, and by the early 1990s, the production of coins had become much more precise and efficient. In 1994, the U.S. Mint produced a large number of dimes at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, ensuring that the coin would continue circulating across the nation. The dime, made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, weighed 2.27 grams and had a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. These specifications were consistent with the dimes that had been produced for many years, ensuring that the 1994 dime would fit seamlessly into the nation's currency system. The 1994 dime, like all circulating coins, was initially used for daily transactions. Its small size and denomination made it ideal for use in a wide range of purchases, from vending machines to small retail transactions. It was, and still is, a coin that people take for granted, passing through hands without much thought. However, over time, the 1994 dime began to capture the attention of collectors, who saw its potential value not just as currency but as a piece of history. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for specific coins that offer unique qualities, whether it's a rare minting error, a coin with exceptional detail, or a piece that stands out for its condition. The 1994 dime, for all its mass production, was one such coin that caught the eye of collectors. Though millions of 1994 dimes were minted and put into circulation, a relatively small number of these coins were preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been kept in perfect condition without any signs of wear or damage can be highly prized by collectors. For example, the 1994 dime that received a grade of MS 67 or higher from a professional coin grading service would have a significantly higher value than a dime that has been worn down from years of use. Another factor that contributed to the collector's interest in the 1994 dime was the potential for rare minting errors. As with any coin, there is always the possibility of slight imperfections during the minting process. These imperfections can result in rare variations that are highly sought after by collectors. For example, dimes with off-center strikes, double dies, or other minting flaws are more valuable than those produced with standard, error-free dies. Finding a 1994 dime with such a rare minting error could turn a simple coin into a prized collectible worth far more than its face value, but the true allure of the 1994 dime isn't just about rarity, it's about its place in history. The Roosevelt Dime series is one of the longest-running and most beloved series in U.S. coinage history, and the 1994 coin represents a unique point in time. It serves as a link between the past and the future, a coin that reflects both the legacy of Franklin D. Roosevelt and the ever-evolving world of American currency. For collectors, owning a 1994 dime is a way to connect with that history, to hold a piece of the nation's story in their hands. Now, let's get to the most exciting part, the current value of the 1994 one dime. While most of the dimes minted in 1994 are worth only 10 cents, the rare examples in mint condition or with unique minting errors can be worth much more. Proof versions of the 1994 dime, often created for collectors, can fetch a price of around $10 to $20, depending on their condition. However, certain dimes that have been graded as mint state or higher can sell for even more. For those lucky enough to have a rare example of the 1994 dime, whether due to its condition, a minting error, or another unique characteristic, the potential value can be staggering. In fact, some examples of the 1994 dime have sold for prices as high as $114,000. This extraordinary price is a reflection of the rarity of high-grade coins, particularly those with unique minting errors or exceptional preservation. For coin collectors and investors, owning a 1994 dime in such perfect condition or with a rare flaw can be a valuable investment, as the value of such coins tends to appreciate over time. The value of the 1994 dime serves as a reminder that even the most common coins can hold great significance in the world of coin collecting. What may seem like a simple 10-cent piece to the untrained eye can, under the right circumstances, turn into a numismatic treasure. Whether you're an experienced collector or someone just beginning to explore the world of coins, the 1994 dime is a reminder of the endless possibilities that lie within the world of numismatics. In conclusion, the 1994 USA 1 dime is much more than just a coin. It is a piece of history, a symbol of American resilience, and a valuable collectible for those who know where to look. Whether it's the historical context of Roosevelt's enduring legacy, the craftsmanship of the design, or the potential for rare minting errors, the 1994 dime continues to captivate the hearts of collectors. And for those fortunate enough to own a rare, high-quality example, the reward is not just monetary, it's the satisfaction of knowing that you own a piece of American history. Today, some of these coins are valued at a jaw-dropping $114,000, a reminder of the enduring appeal and lasting value of well-preserved, rare coins in the world of numismatics. The 2004 USA 1 dime is a coin that, despite its small size, carries with it a wealth of historical significance, design intricacies, and fascinating collector appeal. Though it might be one of the most commonly encountered coins in daily transactions, there's much more to the 2004 dime than meets the eye. This seemingly humble coin is part of an enduring legacy of American numismatic history that spans decades. Today, we'll explore the fascinating story behind the 2004 dime, diving into its history, the design choices that brought it to life, the minting process that ensured its place in circulation, and why this dime is so much more valuable than its face value. And, of course, we'll reveal the big surprise at the end, the current value of the 2004 dime, which, in some rare cases, can reach an incredible $108,000. To understand the significance of the 2004 1 dime, we need to understand the historical context in which it was minted. The year 2004 was a pivotal time in American history, representing both challenges and opportunities. The U.S. was in the midst of the War on Terror, with the country's military engaged in conflicts overseas, particularly in Iraq and Afghanistan. Domestically, the economy was still recovering from the dot-com bubble burst and the 2001 recession, but by 2004, things were looking up. The job market had begun to rebound, and the economy was showing signs of growth under the leadership of President George W. Bush, who was re-elected for a second term that year. The political landscape was charged, the nation was divided on several key issues, and the cultural climate was shifting with the rise of the internet, social media, and the rapidly changing technology landscape. In the world of coinage, 2004 was a year of consistency. The U.S. Mint had been producing coins under the same designs for years, and the 2004 dime would carry forward the same design that had been in place since 1946, the profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt had been chosen to appear on the dime in 1946 as a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. His image would come to symbolize resilience, hope, and the unwavering spirit of the American people during some of the nation's most difficult times. The 2004 dime, like every dime minted since 1946, featured Roosevelt's portrait on the obverse. Designed by John R. Sinnock, Roosevelt's likeness was etched into the coin with precision, showcasing his calm and determined demeanor. On the obverse of the coin, Roosevelt is depicted facing left, with the word "Liberty" inscribed above his head. The motto, "In God We Trust," appears to the left of his image, while the mint year, 2004, is positioned below. The simplicity of the design reflects Roosevelt's no-nonsense leadership style and the era in which he governed. The coin's obverse is clean, straightforward, and dignified, an enduring tribute to one of America's most revered presidents. On the reverse side of the 2004 dime, we find the traditional imagery that has been part of the coin's design since its inception. The reverse features a torch, flanked by an olive branch and an oak branch, symbolizing liberty, peace, and strength. The torch represents freedom, the olive branch peace, and the oak branch strength, values that were central to the American ideal. Above the torch, the inscription, "United States of America," is prominently displayed, while the phrase, "E pluribus unum," meaning, "out of many, one," appears just above the branches. Below the branches, the coin's denomination, 1 dime, is etched into the metal. While the design of the 2004 dime was consistent with those of previous years, there is a subtle shift in its place within the broader history of U.S. coinage. By 2004, the U.S. Mint had undergone several changes in its production methods. Technological advancements in coin-making machinery had led to sharper, more precise coinage. The design elements on the 2004 dime were more finely detailed than in previous decades, and this enhanced quality was a reflection of the mint's ability to produce coins with greater accuracy and consistency. The 2004 1 dime was minted at the Philadelphia, Denver, and West Point mints, with millions of dimes produced to meet the needs of daily transactions. The coin continued to be made from a copper-nickel-clad composition, weighing 2.27 grams and with a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. These specifications had been in place for decades, ensuring the dime remained the same size and weight as the many versions that came before it. The 2004 dime, like all coins minted in large quantities, was primarily intended for use in everyday commerce. The vast majority of these dimes were spent, passed from hand to hand, and circulated through the economy. However, a significant number of these dimes also found their way into the hands of collectors, who sought to preserve them in excellent condition. As with any coin, the value of the 2004 dime varies depending on its condition. Coins that are well preserved, without signs of wear or damage, are far more valuable to collectors than those that have been circulated extensively. While the 2004 dime is often considered a standard coin, it has a particular appeal to collectors because of its connection to the ongoing legacy of Roosevelt dimes. The Roosevelt Dime series, in production for more than half a century by 2004, is one of the most recognizable and beloved series in American coinage. The image of Roosevelt, coupled with the enduring symbols on the reverse, makes the 2004 dime an important piece in any Roosevelt dime collection. For collectors, obtaining a high-quality example of the 2004 dime can be a satisfying accomplishment and an important part of completing a comprehensive set of dimes. Additionally, there are certain variations of the 2004 dime that have garnered attention from collectors. As is often the case in the world of coin collecting, subtle minting errors or rare variations can make a particular coin much more valuable. The 2004 dime, for example, was occasionally struck with slight variations, such as misaligned dies or other imperfections. These errors are relatively rare, but when they are found, they can significantly increase the value of the coin. Some collectors specifically seek out these errors, hoping to find a hidden gem that could be worth much more than a typical 2004 dime. However, one of the most exciting aspects of coin collecting is the way coins can appreciate in value over time. While most 2004 dimes are worth their face value of 10 cents, certain high-grade examples have seen their value increase dramatically. This is particularly true for coins that have been preserved in perfect condition, with no visible signs of wear, scratches, or other imperfections. Coins that receive a grade of MS-67 or higher by professional coin grading services can command significantly higher prices on the market. The most impressive examples of the 2004 1 dime, especially those with rare minting errors or exceptional grades, have sold for prices far above their face value. The current value of some 2004 dimes, particularly those that have been graded as mint state or proof by professional graders, has reached as much as $108,000. This is a remarkable amount for a coin that was once considered nothing more than a piece of pocket change. But it's a testament to the world of coin collecting and the fact that the value of certain coins can rise exponentially over time, especially when they are preserved in impeccable condition. What makes the 2004 dime worth such an extraordinary sum? A combination of factors contributes to the high value of certain examples. First, coins that are well preserved, with no signs of wear, are always in demand among collectors. Second, rare minting errors, such as off-center strikes or double dies, can turn an ordinary coin into a highly prized collectible. Third, the fact that the 2004 dime is part of the long-running Roosevelt Dime series, with its historical significance, makes it a valuable piece for anyone interested in U.S. coinage. For collectors and investors, finding a 2004 dime in mint condition or with an error can be like striking gold. And as with any rare coin, the value will only continue to rise as time goes on. What may have once been a common coin from the early 21st century is now an asset with considerable potential for appreciation. In conclusion, the 2004 USA 1 dime is a coin that embodies both the history and the future of American coinage. With its enduring design, its place in the Roosevelt Dime series, and its connection to the broader historical context of the early 21st century, the 2004 dime is more than just a simple piece of currency. For collectors and investors, this coin represents an opportunity to own a piece of history, and for those fortunate enough to possess a rare or high-quality example, it may be worth far more than anyone could have imagined. The 2004 dime has proven to be a remarkable investment for those who recognized its potential. Today, certain versions are fetching as much as $108,000, making it a truly remarkable and valuable coin in the world of numismatics. So, the next time you hold a 2004 dime in your hand, take a moment to appreciate its history, its design, and the remarkable journey it has taken to reach such extraordinary value. The 2021 USA 1 dime coin might seem like a small and ordinary piece of currency to most people, but for collectors and numismatists, it is far from just another 10-cent coin. The 2021 dime is part of an ongoing series of Roosevelt dimes that has endured for decades, but what makes this particular year stand out? What hidden stories lie within this seemingly unremarkable coin? To fully appreciate the significance of the 2021 dime, we must delve into the history, the design choices, and the subtle but important features that have made it a sought-after piece among collectors. Let's begin by looking at the broader historical context of 2021, the year this dime was minted. The year 2021 was a time of transition and change for the United States. Joe Biden had just been inaugurated as the 46th President of the United States, and the nation was grappling with the aftermath of a contentious election season, widespread political polarization, and the ongoing challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic. The economy was on the rebound as vaccination efforts ramped up, and there was a strong focus on rebuilding public health and safety systems. The world was also becoming increasingly digital, with the expansion of online businesses, virtual workspaces, and a rapidly growing reliance on technology. In the world of coinage, 2021 marked a year of continuity. While the world had undergone significant changes in recent years, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that adhered to the same designs that had been in circulation for decades. The design of the 2021 dime, in particular, is consistent with the one that was first introduced in 1946, the image of Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Roosevelt had passed away in 1945, and the decision to place his likeness on the dime was made as a tribute to his leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. This decision was also influenced by Roosevelt's tireless efforts to combat the economic hardship of the 1930s and his role in leading the nation through one of its most challenging periods in history. The 2021 dime, like all dimes minted since 1946, bears the familiar profile of Franklin D. Roosevelt. This design, created by artist John R. Sinek, has become one of the most iconic and enduring images in U.S. coinage. Roosevelt's image on the coin is dignified, calm, and reflective of the leadership he exhibited during his time in office. On the obverse, Roosevelt is depicted facing left, with the word "Liberty" inscribed above his head. To the left of his portrait is the phrase, "In God We Trust," a reminder of the nation's strong faith and unity. Below Roosevelt's image is the mint year, 2021, in this case, marking the year this particular dime was struck. The reverse side of the 2021 dime remains unchanged as well. The design includes a torch, olive branch, and oak branch. These elements are symbols of liberty, peace, and strength, values that Roosevelt himself held dear. The torch represents freedom, the olive branch represents peace, and the oak branch signifies strength and stability. The words, "United States of America," are inscribed along the top edge of the coin, while the motto, "E pluribus unum," meaning, out of many, one, appears just above the branches. The denomination of the coin, 1 dime, is displayed below the branches. As with other Roosevelt dimes, the 2021 dime is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition. It weighs 2.27 grams and has a diameter of 17.91 millimeters. These specifications are consistent with the dimes that have been minted for decades, ensuring that the 2021 dime fits seamlessly into the ongoing series. The minting of the 2021 dime took place at the Philadelphia, Denver, and West Point mints. These facilities are responsible for producing millions of dimes each year to ensure there is an adequate supply of coins for circulation. The 2021 dime, along with other coins in circulation, was primarily used for everyday transactions, spending at vending machines, grocery stores, and retail outlets. However, while most of these coins would be used as currency, many would also be tucked away in coin collections or stowed away in coin jars, where they would quietly wait for their time to shine. The design of the 2021 dime may seem simple and straightforward, but the coin has an appeal that goes far beyond its aesthetic. The Roosevelt Dime series is one of the most beloved and recognizable coin series in the U.S. The coin represents a connection to the past, specifically to Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II. It serves as a tribute to a time when America was faced with immense challenges, yet rose above them to emerge as a global leader. One of the key reasons the 2021 dime is so appealing to collectors is its connection to the broader history of the Roosevelt Dime series. The dime has been in production for over 75 years, making it one of the longest-running coin series in American history. It is a staple in coin collections and has become a symbol of both American resilience and continuity. As such, the 2021 dime is not just a coin, it's a piece of living history. For collectors who appreciate the significance of the Roosevelt Dime series, the 2021 version holds a unique place in their collections, adding a modern chapter to a series that has endured through decades. Moreover, there is a certain charm in the fact that the 2021 dime is still being minted with the same design that has been in place for over 7 decades. Many coin collectors value the continuity of this design, especially when it is paired with the story of Roosevelt's leadership and the legacy of his presidency. As a result, the 2021 dime is not just a coin, it is a symbol of the strength and perseverance of the American people, a tangible representation of the nation's ongoing journey through history. While the 2021 dime is a beautiful piece of history in itself, it is also appealing to collectors because of its potential for future value. Although the coin is currently worth just 10 cents, its value could increase dramatically over time, especially if it is well preserved or exhibits rare qualities. Like many coins, the value of the 2021 dime can be affected by its condition, rarity, and any potential minting errors. For instance, coins that are graded at a higher level of preservation, such as MS-67 or higher, are typically worth more than those that are heavily worn or damaged. The quality of the strike, the luster of the coin, and the absence of any significant imperfections all contribute to the coin's overall value. Collectors are especially interested in high-quality examples, as these coins are much harder to come by in such pristine condition. In addition to mint-state examples, dimes from certain years or with specific characteristics, such as minting errors, can attract significant attention from collectors. If a coin is struck off-center, has a double die, or exhibits other rare anomalies, its value can skyrocket. Although errors in the 2021 dime are rare, collectors and investors alike keep a keen eye out for any such irregularities. If one of these rare examples were to be discovered, its value would likely be far greater than its face value. But what is the current value of the 2021 dime in today's market? While the coin may still be worth just 10 cents for the average person, there are high-grade examples and rare variants of this dime that can fetch impressive amounts. As with any collectible coin, the value of the 2021 dime will only increase over time, especially as more of the coins enter circulation and are gradually worn down or lost. High-quality examples of the 2021 dime can currently be found selling for as much as $94,000. This is a significant amount for a coin that is only a few years old, but it is a reflection of the demand for rare and well-preserved coins. So, how does a 2021 dime reach such an impressive value? The answer lies in the rarity of high-grade examples, the potential for minting errors, and the ongoing appeal of the Roosevelt Dime series. Coins like this one, when preserved in perfect condition or exhibiting rare characteristics, are highly sought after by collectors, and their value can appreciate over time. For coin collectors and investors, the 2021 dime represents an exciting opportunity to own a piece of American history that could be worth far more than its face value. As the years pass and the number of well-preserved examples decreases, the value of the 2021 dime will continue to rise, and the demand for rare variants will only increase.